Welcome back, everyone.
Howdy,
Hello. This is the Brother Sister Show, episode 23. If this is your first time listening, I'm Anthony, and I'm joined here by my sister.
Livia.
And together we talk about movies. This week, or we're talking about Spider-Man because last week that's what I picked. Um, the original, Tobey Maguire, 2002. If you thought of uh, Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield, you can turn off the podcast now. No. But before that, we like to catch up because we don't talk outside of this podcast. But what's up?
I'm good. I've This weekend went by like so fast. So we're
Yeah.
talking right now on Monday, and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like this weekend I don't feel like it happened. I don't know if it's just time is erasing. The
Yeah.
concept of time is just fucked now. I don't know, but it was weird. I literally cannot believe that it is Monday right now.
It's definitely getting weird time.
It might be a good thing too, because one of the things I haven't watched a lot of stuff this weekend, because I think I'm really good at making myself busy. So I've just been having so many side projects that are
Yeah.
starting to kind of ramp up now that this all started. Like I was talking to one of my coworkers and we were just having a conversation about how it feels like everybody is kind of using this time. Well, not everybody, but a lot of businesses and just people in general. This is a rude awakening about like productivity and the way that you run things. Like for instance, this podcast, like we probably could have been doing weekly, but this is kind of like the kick in the ass that we needed to be like, hey, like you should be creating stuff every week. And
Yeah.
I think it's been going great. I like all of the episodes that we've been doing that are weekly are my favorites, and we've been better on social media. We have a little bit more followers. We have more people engaging.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling a lot better because of that. Very grateful for that. For all of the side things I have to do. It was so weird because like this weekend, I think one of the reasons it went by so fast too is that I would watch something and like give myself a break, and then I would go into do like designing something for project A, and then I would be like, okay, so I'm gonna eat dinner, sit down and watch like a 30-minute episode of something, and then I would go into project B. Like I would always be having something to do,
Yeah.
so that's nice. I am avoiding like housework. Like my apartment is so messy right now. But yeah, as far as stuff I'm watching, I can only remember two things to put on the list. And it's two shows that I watched. One on Apple TV because our parents got it, so now I have it.
Yeah. Automatically.
um, it's called Servant, and it's M Night Shyamalan. I think produced. I don't know if he directed it or wrote it, but it's it started out really strong and really creepy, and then it just like it kind of fizzled out. And that kind of happened the same thing for the next show that I watched called The Sinner. The first season is amazing. It's on Amazon if you want to watch it.
Oh, really?
First season, perfect. Second season, same thing where it started off strong. It's like I think Servant and The Sinner are these two shows where the premise of it is basically something weird and like it's seemingly out of the ordinary happens, but then as you progress in the series, you get to like you get to put all the little bits together and figure out what happened at the beginning, if that makes sense. Like it all ties together and it all makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Um and the problem with that though is that your entire series is contingent on how good the surprise is or how good the tie together is. And the first season of The Sinner did that really well, but the second season didn't do it well, and then Servant didn't do it well. Because I'm like, even though the acting was good and the writing was pretty good, I'm comparing it to, or it all like depends on how good the payoff was, and it was not good at all.
Yeah.
Oh, and one
Fair.
last thing. I think it was just added to Netflix, but I watched a miniseries called Waco, and it was about that cult in Waco, Texas, like a while ago. I don't know exactly when it was. The guy had a mullet, so it was probably a while ago. um, that was okay. I only watched it because Michael Shannon was in it, and he was good in it. But like, of course he is. Um, but yeah, but that's all I've watched. How are you doing?
Doing all right. I don't know. I've
There's no
gotten
light in your eyes.
I've gotten so much paler.
You do look really pale. I wasn't gonna say anything.
No, every time I FaceTime Kayla, she's like, "Oh." Well, normally that just happens all the time because I'm gross, but I look I've noticed it too. I just look extra pale. I don't know what it is. I'm naturally pale. Um, but for some reason, I just I mean, I haven't gone outside. I would normally walk around campus.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Because I feel like this was your default until you went to college, and then now we're like used to
Nah,
tanner.
I worked at Six Flags, I got pretty dark. I mean, dark for me,
Yeah.
but it just all went away.
Well, do you think is it a progression, or do you think something's wrong?
I
Like,
think
was
it's
it?
just because I'm indoors all the time. I went outside to cut the grass today, and that's the only time I've been outside.
You can still go outside. You know that, right?
No, I know, but it's just then I have to go outside. I don't
The
know.
other day, I don't think you were on this call, but our family does, which probably a lot of families do now, but our family does a group chat, like FaceTime. I don't know what you call it. I sound like an old woman. But we
Video
all we all
chats?
basically, yeah, video chat. We all video chat each other just like randomly. And the other day, two of our cousins were working out outside, and I told Dad I would pay to watch you and Homer trying to work out together outside.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
It was cute though. They're still getting active, but
I mean, so
I guess not y'all.
the room I'm in is the workout room. Like that. So there's equipment here. I'll do that. There's no reason for me to go outside. I have a skateboard. I think during the summer, I'm gonna start skateboarding more outside. Um, just because it's fun, just to get out. Because I went outside and my eyes are like, ugh, what is this?
I know I went
But
outside the other day to take out. The only time I go outside is to take out trash,
yeah.
and I was like, I hate this because it's hot now. Ugh, I hate hot weather. Okay, what have you watched? Sorry.
Oh no, before that, I was gonna say I got some new equipment. I got a little pop filter. I know I don't speak that uh articulately,
Oh my god.
but some Emmanuel
Okay.
pointed out one of the episodes. I forgot which one it was. It might have been the first one, where there was a little pop on it in my voice, but hopefully that is diminished now because I got this new pop filter and I got new headphones that are super comfortable. So we're stepping up in the world. We're going up there.
After this, I'm gonna order some new headphones because I still have the $5 ones that I'm looking at the wire right now, and Ari has chewed it, so I need to
Yeah,
sell.
those don't move at all. They're just stuck
Mine?
in that. Yeah.
Well, that's just because my hair.
No, no, no. I'm saying if you took those off, they'd stay in the same shape like your. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the top part of it, like the top towards your ear, is just like completely off of your ear. It's not touching it.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's terrible. No, I got some over the ear ones. My entire ear is contained, and it's real comfortable for people with glasses. Um, as far as things that I've watched, not a whole lot, just because of school. This weekend, I spent pretty much the entire time doing some project stuff. But the thing I remember watching, a lot of shows, not that many movies. Oh, there was a movie that I just remembered. It's called The Roommate. It's on Netflix. It's like an old movie.
Was it the first time you seen it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That's
a
what it's.
Netflix party. It was me, Kayla, and Joe, who was on our last episode. If you want to talk to Joe, go listen to that one. But it was very dumb. It was the
Yeah.
worst movie. So much of it didn't make sense, but I don't
Mm.
even want to talk about that movie anymore. Uh,
It's a
then
good if you want to watch a bad movie like during a movie night, it's a good one for that.
I guess, yeah. And then I watched. Did I talk about finishing season 1 of Ozark? I don't think I did.
No.
I'm on season 2. Man, I the we're
Did
getting
did you gasp? Oh,
yeah.
spoilers. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Skip like a
When
couple of minutes.
yeah, just like 30 seconds. When Dell dies,
Oh
ugh,
my God. That was one of the first times in a while that I gasped and I like put my like hand to my face because I was
it,
so shocked.
yeah, I was too. I
What a
was
dumbass. Why would she do that? Such a
I don't know.
moron.
We said
Ugh.
30 seconds, so we'll cut it to that. Uh, but I'm excited for the second season
I'm
because
excited
like
for you to,
everyone.
yeah, I'm excited for you to finish and get to like the point where all of us are at.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But they're hour-long episodes, you know, they're like or 45 minutes. It's a long time commitment.
It's still, that is kind of annoying, but like not for this show. For this show, I feel like it's warranted. They use in the entire hour.
Yeah, but I have to be invested in it. I can't do it while
Oh,
I'm doing homework. Like I have to watch it. I can't
that's
just put it
true.
on the background. Another show I've been watching, I mean, so I sounded real dumb 2 episodes ago when I talked about Dave. I was like, that didn't really sound like or didn't really feel like the season finale. It's because it wasn't. Hulu's been putting out weekly. I'm
Oh,
just
so
so
you're an
used.
idiot.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I didn't realize
Oh.
that they do that just because all streaming services now they just dump it.
Well, it's also not on Hulu. It's technically FX.
Yeah, I realize that now. But
What an
so I
idiot.
watched that episode last night, the newest one. I really like that show. It's a funny show. And then uh it's pretty short. It's like 30 minutes, so it's not a big time investment. And then I started watching it Adventure Time again. I don't know why. But the first season or the first 6 episodes or 5 are 11 minutes long, so it's not a long time commitment at all. So it's been fun doing that. And then obviously Spider-Man for this episode. But um that is pretty much it. Anything else you got to say?
Um, well, before we throw it to the person we interviewed, I know we're gonna talk about it next week, but I am so excited because I just realized that tomorrow Middleditch and Schwartz comes out.
Yes.
Because I was listening to, I don't know if you listen to podcasts a lot, like
Um
if you listen to them, but I listened to Comedy Bang Bang,
mm,
and they were on this. I think their new episode was today, and they were both of them were on, and they're just so funny. I fucking
did you see
love
the
them.
have you seen like all their promo stuff for it?
Yeah.
Super funny.
Usually I'll watch it before I go to bed because it makes me laugh and it makes me
Mm,
forget about the hellscape that is my life right now.
yeah.
I'm just so excited. But
Tomorrow.
I think the thing that sucks though is that it's I know I'm gonna want to watch them. Like I don't want to just put it on while I work. I probably could because it's improv, like they're not gonna have like fucking props. But I really want to like pay full attention to it, but I have to work and then after work we're having a game night. So I have to do that.
I don't got to work.
Ugh.
I'm watching that immediately.
I wonder if it comes out tonight. Maybe I can stay up. No, I'm not gonna stay up. All right. Do you want to introduce who we interviewed?
Of course. We introduced one of my best
Introduce.
friends. Oh, we interviewed one of my best friends, David. I've known him for what seems to be forever. Met him in middle school, and we've just been best friends since then. So yeah, here's David Sandoval. That's his full name. And
Okay. And his social?
so social, I don't know yet,
Okay.
but
We'll get that. We'll
I'll
ask.
edit it in. I'll put it in post in
Okay.
the description so you can
That'll be
easily
the
write it down.
transition.
Yeah. All right. Let's kick it over to David's interview. Thank you, me. Now this is the interview. I'm gathered here with Livia, old stuff. But here's David.
What the hell?
What's up?
David,
What?
my very best friend.
Um,
Welcome, the long-awaited guest.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say I should have been. I'm not gonna say I should have been on the Surf's Up episode, but I gotta mention. That's all I need. That's all I need.
And that's it, guys. No.
Thank you. See you next time.
Yeah. Bye. It was really nice talking to you guys.
So I'm interested. Why Surf's Up?
Dude, Surf's Up is literally amazing. It is so funny. The way it's filmed is amazing. It's just the whole concept. Cody's such a good character. Z is hilarious. Kentucky, the chicken, Joe, that's his name, right? I forgot his name.
Yeah, it's Joe.
Tremendous. It's just so funny. All the jokes, like the score is impeccable. When Cody is at the final competition.
Oh yeah, you sent me a text like 2 weeks ago. Like, tell me this wouldn't fit in Interstellar, and it did. It honestly did.
Oh my gosh.
Play any scene in Interstellar, you can play that song.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but it did fit. It was.
Me neither.
It came. It sounded like it came from Hans Zimmer's mind. You know, it just sounded like it.
Sprouted like Athena.
Yeah.
When people ask you what your favorite movie is, do you say Surf's Up?
I don't know, because I feel like it changes a lot. But if I'm feeling quirky, I guess I'll say Surf's Up, because you'll be like,
Surf's Up, wink, wink.
They'll be like, isn't that a kids movie? And I'm like, it is much more than that. When was the last time you saw it? And they'll be like, oh, like 10 years ago. And I'll be like, watch it now. It's on Hulu. Watch it now.
I feel like that's the equivalent of people when they say Shrek is their favorite movie. I don't know why.
See, like Shrek is good,
but Surf's Up.
There's too much Shrek in the world, honestly. Like people, I feel like it's definitely oversaturated. But Surf's Up.
Where are the Surf's Up memes?
Exactly. Where are they? I need them. You know, it doesn't help that the sequel is like a WWE, like
yeah.
Off. Yeah, it's just. I haven't even seen it, so it's not worth watching. Let's not talk about that. Surf's Up 1, though. Yummy. Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, man.
I do love Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Man,
he's the great equalizer. I feel like everybody loves him. If my mom loves him, then like everybody loves him. Because she hates everybody.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like every time I'll bring somebody up, she'll be like, I don't like their face. Like something really dumb about it. Or she'll be like, This Is Us is a huge theme of this podcast. And she won't watch it because she doesn't like Mandy Moore. And I'm like, who has an opinion about Mandy Moore? That's so weird.
I don't get it.
I don't know. She's strange. Strange woman. But
Surf's Up aside.
Yeah.
How have you been, David?
Good. Well, just to bring up Surf's Up one last time.
I thought we were done.
Hit your Surf's Up quota.
Just one more mention.
Okay. I'll allow it.
I was trying to watch Surf's Up with Galicia, my girlfriend. And I thought it was on Hulu. It used to be on Netflix, but now it's on Hulu. And I tried to click on it, and you need a Showtime subscription to watch it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Hulu's really done with that. There's some shows it's like, oh, well, you need another add-on exactly like that.
Give Surf's Up to people.
One of the most egregious ones that I found out about today, though, is that the other day I watched Paranormal Activity 2, and I was like, oh, I'll watch the first one. And that one, the Hulu has the second one, no problem. But to watch the first one, I have to have an add-on. I think it's Stars or something. Who buys fucking Stars? I was so pissed. I mean, I have the DVD, so whatever. But
why were you there in the first place?
Because I don't want to have to turn on my Blu-ray.
I was almost on your side, and then you said that. That's so stupid.
Well,
open box, pop the disc out.
I don't know, but either way, why? So that's how you're doing? Is that you want to watch Surf's Up, but you can't?
Yeah, that's it. That was it. Okay, I'm done. Surf's Up. What was your question?
How are you doing? How are you?
Good. That sounded like way too many goods, but I actually am good.
It sounded like you were convincing us rather than stating that you were good.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard talking about how I am. I don't know. Like, it's just good, I guess.
Yeah, those are weird times.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's
thing to when you're not good because nobody else is good either. You know, like when you're
yeah.
like having a hard time, it's hard to say. And you don't want to bum people out because you can't just be like, oh yeah, I had a really shitty day because this happened. Let's go have a drink at a bar. Like, I can't do that. So it's like, this happened. So you can think about it alone in your home. Bye. You know,
I'll
it's
leave
like
you alone with
weird.
my thoughts.
Well, I mean,
I've been watching a lot of movies lately, so that's
Oh
a
yeah?
plus.
Well,
Yeah.
like what have you been watching?
Recently I saw Ghostbusters 1. I had never seen Ghostbusters, the first one. Saw Argo, Honey Boy, Inception, Mandy. I started F for Fake, Orson Welles documentary, but it was about he made a documentary about this really fancy art faker. What's the word? Like he
oh,
makes really good
torture.
yes. Like people like this guy's amazing. Like no one can tell. He's never made a mistake. No one can tell what's actually the original. But it wasn't really hitting me, so I just fell asleep. Yeah. But
Mm.
other than that, oh, I just got the Criterion trial.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm surprised your school doesn't give you one.
Yeah, they're bitches.
And what school is that? No, I'm kidding.
um, City of Art, Texas.
Oh, I had a question. Oh, you said Argo. How did you feel about it? Because personally, that is one of the. I don't know if that movie came out what, like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Very nice.
What?
20.
Is it
Yeah.
exactly?
Yeah.
Props to me.
The film
Props.
store
Props.
anymore.
Yeah.
No, but that trailer is one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life. That Argo trailer. And so
Don't even remember it.
I've never
I
seen it.
remember it because I remember thinking, because I heard it first and I didn't watch it. It was like playing somewhere on a TV and I was doing something and I heard it and I was like, ugh, it was the song Dream On by Aerosmith. They used that song for it. And I was like, why? I've heard this so many times.
That's so
But
weird.
then I watched it and I was like, this is a good trailer. And I was so excited for that movie. But I couldn't drive, so no one else in the house wanted to watch it, so I just had to wait. But that's one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen.
I'll
I
have to
feel
watch
like
it.
that movie is like erased from my memory because I could not tell you one thing that happened. Well, actually, now something is flooding back. But one thing I do remember is that Ben Affleck like directed it, right? And he
Yeah.
or he produced it. He was like a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the main character that he's playing is Mexican.
Yeah. Tony Gonzalez or something. I think that's his name. Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
say.
It's weird to be that
That's all I'll
close
say.
to the subject material. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but then I just imagine the meeting where they're like, "Yeah, but he's Mexican American, so should we like recast it?" And he's like, "Nah,
No,
You said
it's fine.
American.
I'm
That should be good
American, so
enough.
I don't know."
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I was on.
Yeah.
I was
Did it
glued.
win Best Picture though?
Hmm?
Did it win Best Picture?
I'm pretty sure.
Did it?
It won something. I know he won for something, and then like I remember him being on stage. I don't know what it was for.
Oh yeah, it did win Best Picture. Wow.
What was it against?
2012 Best Picture nominees. No, not 2012.
2013.
2013. Silver Linings Playbook, Armor, Django Unchained, Zero Dark 30, Lincoln, Life of Pi, Les Miserables.
It was
That one.
Mis-
Yeah,
Oh.
and Beasts of the Southern Wild.
All those movies sound better.
I don't think I haven't seen all of them.
Well,
I've seen most of them, but yeah, it definitely was not the best one.
I haven't seen Silver Linings, but
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I was 12, so. Who
I
knows?
also was 12. Honestly, 2012, the movie was snubbed. Why didn't it win Best Picture? It's in the name.
Moving on.
Long.
So you said you've been watching a lot, but
Mhm.
what was the last movie you saw in theaters before everything went to?
Um, it might have been Birds of Prey.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a new one.
yeah, we've had
Everybody's been saying 1917,
17.
Coward.
which that came out like so long ago.
Watch something recent, you fools.
I feel really good about mine. Mine was Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
That's cool. You're lucky.
I know.
Not-
I'm
I need one.
quirky.
You
And
make
what'd you think about it?
What did you say?
What'd you think about it?
It was fun. It was fun. It was weird. I like the weird. Ewan McGregor was amazing and he was really funny.
He was.
Super cool. Yeah, it was just weird.
It felt like a Deadpool movie. I don't
Did
know
it
what it was.
did it feel like it was trying to be one, or did it feel like it, you know what I mean? Like, was it trying too hard to do that?
I feel like just because, well, I feel like it was kind of like a Deadpool movie, but also in a way that the Deadpool movies are the only like really like humor heavy superhero movies, like recent ones, and like fourth wall breaking. That's kind of Harley Quinn's character in the comics too sometimes. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was that, but also the way uh it was like edited. I don't know. Something about it made me feel like I was watching a Deadpool movie. Maybe it was the color correcting too, because it felt, I don't know. It just felt like I was watching a Deadpool movie. But
Mm.
obviously it wasn't as funny. Deadpool movies, I like those. They're funny.
Felt like, yeah, a lot of jokes fell flat.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'll say. But that's a good one.
I'm glad to be.
Better, yeah. Um,
Are you okay?
yeah.
Brain.
I'll definitely cut that, but I didn't know how to transition to this. This whole time I've been like, how can I transition to this next question? What do you miss about your life pre-isolation?
Um, Probably just going to theaters. That's
Yeah.
so fun. So much fun. That's a night. When you're going to the movies, that's a night. Just take it away from us.
In
Yeah.
another universe, I already saw A Quiet Place 2. And now I gotta fucking wait.
Tell us about it.
Tell us about that. About how it was.
Five Place too.
It was really good. It was really loud.
Yeah. That's weird, Seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good one. Like that's because do you normally go by yourself or?
I go with Galicia and our friends, or sometimes just Galicia and I.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's a I don't know. I used to go just with Kayla, but
yeah.
it's always nice to go with a group of friends because you get to talk
Hmm.
before and after. You get to see everyone's
Reactions.
reactions.
Yeah, how they think about it. And yeah, like your friend, when you go with friends, they'll pick up stuff that you didn't. So that's cool too.
Exactly. So you don't have to look online and.
Hmm. Could have seen Onward with you and the boys, but
I know I wanted to, but no one else did.
yeah.
So I watched it in a way sadder setting by myself at home. I'd much rather see it with other male teenagers in a theater. Yeah, it's a lot funnier than just yeah, I watched it right
Yeah.
in my bed.
That used to be my favorite thing to do. I don't remember the last time I went to the movies with a group of people, but in high school we did all the time. But we would specifically see scary movies, and even the ones that we knew were bad. And those are so fun. When to
Yeah.
go see a scary movie with a group is amazing.
Yeah.
I
Even like
miss.
thrillers.
Friends.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically like scary movies, but one thing I learned though is maybe it's just I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of the people that I talk to now or that I like am friends with don't like scary movies. And like that's fine, but I'm just so used to everybody being so down to go see them, and now I feel like I have to like force people to go. Or I'll go with like Sebastian or something because it's not as fun to go by yourself to a scary movie. I mean, I go to the movies by myself all the time, but like there's certain ones where I'm like, I want to go with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine me seeing Sonic by myself?
Oh, that'd be the
It's
funniest
not
thing
gonna
ever.
happen.
That'd be the
That,
funniest thing ever.
No,
like one half the those Muppets that are in the stands. The
oh
old,
yeah.
that's what I imagine it was like.
That's what it was like when Sebastian and I saw it because we were like, what is this? It was fun. It was a fun experience watching that movie, and the pre-show was wild because we went to go to the Draft House. Usually that's what Sebastian and I see movies in anyways because we really love the pre-show.
Yeah.
And that one was really weird. Just had a bunch of like old game commercials, and then it had that song that I don't know if you've heard the Sonic song.
Mark told me about it.
Please watch it. There's a music video and it's truly the wildest thing I've ever seen.
It's like there's some rapper attached to it too, right? Or
Yeah, it's like an entire group of rappers.
D12.
I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't understand at all what was going on in the movie. I didn't know who anybody was.
Sonic must have really resonated with Mark because he keeps sending Sonic stickers.
Oh. Well, at first I got it for shock value because I knew for sure that no one.
Shock value.
So I know for sure 100% of our listeners don't know that you can download other stickers or emojis almost that from the like Messages app store. So
Yeah.
Apple has a weird thing where they have an app store within the Messages app. You can download like games and poll stuff and other
I'm sure
stupid
people
stuff.
know about it. Why would they want to do that?
No, they don't know about it. So I downloaded Sonic ones that are animated, and it'll say, one of them says like, what is it? It says treat yourself, and it's him in his like bathrobe.
Jesus.
That has to be a
What?
John Ralphio reference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I don't know. There's just so many fun ones, and I had to wait I had those for so long, just waiting for a right opportunity to just like, boom.
At the ready.
Yeah. That always comforts me. Speaking of comforting things, what's your comfort movie?
Oh,
A+ transition.
I specifically said comfort, so I could just say that.
that was sweet. That was very.
Thanks for the behind the scenes of how that worked.
Yeah, I want you guys. That was a template. I gave you the blueprint.
Thank you. We'll just copy and paste that, yeah.
Comfort. I don't want to say Surf's Up because we were already talking about Surf's Up. Oh, actually, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh,
That
that's such a good timing because Fantastic Mr. Fox is coming to Disney Plus May 22nd.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a very comforting movie. I feel like there's no fireplace here, but I imagine that movie would be great next to a fireplace. Just
Yeah.
the warm colors, the set design is so pretty. It's a dream, honestly. It feels like the movie feels like a dream, and that feels comforting to me. Also, because I know I know the plot, so I know like what's going to like how everything's gonna end up. So it's like it's fun to see also. So yeah,
I love the music. I have like the entirety of its score in my like doing my schoolwork playlist because it's just I don't know. It's so good.
Yeah, it's magic.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to add that to my list. I'm gonna steal that.
Go ahead. I give you permission. As Wes Anderson himself, that's me. I give you permission.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on. This is it for the catch up.
Catch up.
We'll throw it back to the main episode. And that was David. What a time. What a time. What a blast.
What a great chat.
Well,
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. These have
All
been
right.
fun. These little interviews have been fun. If you guys want to,
I like that. Yeah.
if you want to be a part of this, DM us on Instagram at Brother Sister Show, or our Twitter at Bro Sis Show. Go ahead and do that, because I feel like we always do it at the end. I always say our handles at the end.
Yeah, I always forget. It's fine.
So we're hitting it early.
And I hope people don't think that we just interview people that we know. Like, I don't know how many people that listen to this that don't know either of us, or maybe just know somebody that's already been on. But I'm so down to meet new people. So please, even if you don't know us, DM us, and we want to chat. We want to check in on you, see how you're doing, see what you're watching.
I did not want David on unless he DM'd us, and I waited for him to DM us until he, because I don't want to give like preferential treatment, you know?
Yeah.
So if you feel like you've been carded, you haven't been. Just DM us.
I'll tell that to Sebastian. I'll tell him he has to DM us. Tell the same to Kayla.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, ready?
I'm so ready. So, Spider-Man, let me just, before everything, before we talk about this movie, Dad asked why I picked this movie, and I was like, it's a good movie. I don't know. Spider-Man, I love Spider-Man. I talked about
he talked to me and Emily about this.
Yeah, he said, because he asked me this beforehand. He asked what the first movie that I remember watching is. I was like, honestly, I have no idea. No idea what movie it is. And then he said that he remembers vividly that this was the first movie that he took me to watch, which is awesome. Because I'm just going to say that is the first movie that I watched because I don't remember.
Well, I would assume he would remember. And, well, did he tell you why he remembers that?
No.
So...
Or maybe, but I forgot.
So... He said that, so it was when we lived in Germany, which you were like super young.
I was.
And maybe Mom was pregnant. He said that he took all of us, not just you.
Well, I mean, it was probably the first one that you guys have probably been to the movies.
Oh yeah,
before.
probably. Well, anyways, which it all makes sense now, the progression of Spider-Man in our household, but because sorry, I'm losing track. We lived in Germany at that time, and the theater that we went to, it wasn't on base, which on base theaters I could talk about for like hours. But it was just a random German theater, and at that time they had assigned seating. And this movie came out in 2002, so that's like a long time before. Like now it's kind of a thing that everybody has, but back in the day that was not something that it's something that sticks out so much that our dad remembers.
Yeah,
that's the first movie that he took us to.
Yeah, he said that. He said,
and he said that the thing that made me laugh though was he said him and my mom were kind of like waiting outside to get in the theater, and I guess because it was Spider-Man, everybody was going to go see it, and so there was a line. And people were like waiting in line, trying to go and like rush in to get to the theater. And my dad was like, "Well, you have assigned seating. Why the fuck are you trying to get in to get to your seat? Like you can wait."
All the hype.
Yeah, because I mean they had 3 kids at that time, so they were just like sitting down and just chilling. We were probably like playing games or something. But yeah, he asked us that too, and me and Emily could not remember. I don't, because our mom also worked at a theater, and so I remember that experience of like going to those movies, getting to be in the projection room, and staying in that fucking back room for like so long. But yeah, I didn't remember that at all either. I didn't even know that I went to go see Spider-Man in the theaters. So.
Yeah, I had no idea, but now that I do, I'm gonna say that that's my first memory because that's so awesome. My first real memory is with Batman, is meeting Batman at Warner Bros. Studios. So it's like,
was it because it was traumatic? Because I remember that too. Because you were like so scared.
No. I don't remember actually meeting him. I remember seeing him fighting Joker on the little skyscraper kind of scaffolding that they had set up. I don't remember actually meeting him.
Dude,
And
Germany had the best amusement parks.
I still have the picture. We might like post it somewhere of me meeting Batman because I look so scared.
Because I remember that moment because, yeah,
I look so
because we knew you liked Batman. You were
scared.
sure, right?
I have a little visor on.
Yeah. And so we saw him and we were all like, "Oh, Anthony, look, it's Batman." And you were like, "No." You were like a really skittish little kid though. You just like did not. You were one of those kids that would talk if you wanted to talk, you would talk to mom and she would say what you were like thinking or what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
So, all right.
So I was starstruck. Batman has important things to do. He's not gonna take a picture with a kid.
But I was about to go into Spider-Man. I could just start.
Yeah, go for it. I don't have the document up because I just have Skype in my notes, my specific notes app. If you could take it away.
All right. So Spider-Man came out in 2002. It was directed by Sam Raimi.
Yes,
Right?
Raimi.
Yeah, Raimi. It was written by Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and David Cope. Cope. The principal cast is Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and Willem Dafoe. In this movie, the plot is when bitten by a genetically modified spider, a nerdy, shy, and awkward drag him high school student gains spider-like abilities that he eventually must use to fight evil as a superhero after tragedy befalls his family.
A little bitch boy, Peter Parker.
Stupid little bitch named Peter Piker. Peter Piker.
Ooh.
Peter Parker. It had an estimated budget of
Okay, I can't see the numbers.
I hate this part so much. It had an estimated budget of $139 million. Opening weekend it made about $114 million. I could just make these up. You can't see them, right? In the US, it grossed about $407 million, and worldwide, it made about $825 million.
As it should. As it should.
And the critics rated it a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 73% on Metacritic. What a wild score. What makes me mad is that for IMDb, it did the same exact score for Hereditary. It did better on Rotten Tomatoes, and it did worse on Metacritic. Who do we believe?
All of them. In some ways, it is better than Hereditary.
All right. Let's not even go there. Okay. So, I took a few notes. I also, looking through this doc, I also just realized that I did not pick a movie for next week.
No, we already have that.
Oh, yeah, we do. Sorry, my bad. I forgot. That's why I didn't pick one. Okay. Alrighty. So I said I wasn't going to take a lot of notes when I texted you, but I took a lot.
Wow.
Not like a ton, but I worked in a few fun facts. But I still have some at the end. So how do you want to do this?
I have some like fun facts / we'll just go through the movie. Let's just go through it, and then if you have a note, then bring it up.
All right. Well, you know this movie in and out, so... Well, my first note's about the credits.
Oh my god.
I loved them in several ways. So first of all, they're so goddamn long. I feel like I watched it for like 5 minutes.
It was 3 minutes long. I was watching it with
Was
Kayla.
It really?
Or at the beginning, I was watching it with Kayla, and then our connection kind of messed up. But yeah, 3 minutes. I was watching it, and I was loving it. I was like, man, this is beautiful. Just the whole graphics, how it still kind of kept up. You know, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look the best. It's like, okay.
I mean, for the time. But that's one of my notes is that I do, and I don't know if I'm just making this memory up because I talked to Dad before this about like going to see it in the theaters, but I do remember seeing it, and maybe it was like the second or third one instead. But I remember seeing them and thinking like, man, this is cool.
It is cool. I was still thinking that. I love this intro.
I don't know why it was so long though.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. It's just the time.
I mean, if I'm gonna see this movie, I know that Tobey Maguire's in it, so like I don't need to see his name for 5 seconds.
It was awesome. And then the Green Goblin, little 3D model in the back. Oh,
Yeah,
that was so
I don't know.
cool.
The graphics in this movie are amazing. And okay, and then my next note is about the whole voiceover at the beginning. I don't remember that, and I also hate it. I have a quote from it where he says, "The story of my life is not for the faint of heart." Dude,
Yep.
chill out. It is not that bad. What do you mean? You got bit by a spider and you're a little bitch boy. Like what is so hard to see?
I mean, if you look at the second and third movies, it is not for the faint of heart.
That one dance he does? Yeah, I can't watch that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd be okay. Emmanuel told me to bring this up, and I'll bring it up. Okay, this is for you, Emmanuel. He told me to bring up. I don't know when this is, but at some point in the second or third, he's gonna text me as soon as it comes out. How dare you not know? It's like I'm gonna rub some dirt in your eye.
That's
Someone
the
says
third
that.
one.
Someone says that to someone.
Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker says that to somebody.
Is it
I
to Green
think
Goblin Jr.?
no, I
James
think
Franco?
so. I guess your friend will correct us, and I'm not going to do a fact check right now. I'm just going to like go off of what I think. I think it's in the third one whenever he is like he's at MJ's work and he starts a fight. And I think he says that to like one of the bouncers or something.
Uh,
I don't know.
oh no, I'm
I
gonna put
do
some dirt in your eye, which is even worse.
I do have two lines from this movie that I'll talk about later that Sebastian always quotes to me. And I always forget they're from Spider-Man. And I hate it every single time.
I
But
think I
I
have
don't
some
know.
quotes.
These
Yeah, I have some
movies.
funny quotes. See, it starts
Movies
with
so
the field
bad.
trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the field trip, here's a little, it's not a little fun fact, but it's a theory going on with the second movie. So in the field trip, Peter says that one of the spiders can like do camouflage, use camouflage to blend in with their environment. It's called a defense mechanism. That's their wording. But so many people think that this is why Spider-Man, another addition, in the second movie, like he's unmasked and like everyone in that train can see him. They think that's why no one ever spoke out about it. I mean, it's implied that they won't do it because he's Spider-Man and he's saving their entire town.
They're doing him a solid.
Yeah, essentially. But they also say, well, no one really knew who he was because
Oh.
he's inherited all these traits that these spiders had that they genetically modified to create the super spider. One of them was camouflage, so he just looked like a normal person, or that they couldn't like
Oh,
pretend for
so
their.
they just oh, okay.
So he
So
like camouflaged.
maybe it's like that. You know that one, I don't know if it's a disease or a disorder where people can't recognize faces. Like
Exactly,
maybe it's kind of like that where they saw his face but they couldn't pick him out in a lineup.
exactly. So
That's
that's
interesting.
very interesting, and that's I remember that I read that somewhere. Whenever he said that line, it was just like, whoa.
It reminds me of a bunch of whoever watched the Hannah Montana movie, the Hannah Montana stands, they'll know what I'm talking about. But she does the same thing. So maybe she's also a Spider-Man. I don't know. Have you seen that movie?
No, no.
I'm gonna guess that Kayla's seen it, so maybe she'll understand what I'm saying. But there's a part, and this is a spoiler if you haven't seen it. But in the movie, she like reveals herself to this town. I can't believe
I
I'm talking
hate
about this.
this. I hate this.
She like says she doesn't want to be Hannah Montana anymore, so she takes off her wig and she says who she is, and then the town's like, "No, you should be Hannah Montana. We won't tell anybody."
I did not think this conversation was gonna happen when I picked this movie.
Me neither, but I'm glad it happened. But yeah, so if you think about it, they probably referenced Spider-Man a lot in that movie.
She saved as many people.
You could say he had the best of both worlds. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's move on.
My next note was that some of the cheesy graphics kind of held up.
Yeah.
Some of them, like when the whole spider, that's definitely not a real spider. It's definitely
That one,
CGI.
it looks good though.
Yeah, that and it kind of fit with how the movie aged. The whole whenever he goes through his transformation, and they show the red double helix coming together with the blue one to form his DNA. Like that wasn't entirely bad. It like kind of held up,
Yeah.
but it was,
I mean, you have to, in the back of your mind, you have to have the year that it was made.
18 years ago. You know, it's
Yeah.
not bad.
But are you going to go to like whenever he transformed? Because I have a note for that.
Yeah, I have a note for that too. But you
I
go
wonder
first.
if we had the same note. But mine was I just wanted to make so many jokes about how he had the coronavirus. I didn't write
Oh,
any. That's all I could think of. Because he
I
kept
didn't think
like,
it.
he just looked like really tired, and then he like fell on the floor and just took his blanket with him.
I did not think that.
Okay, never mind.
Mine is just like, what are the odds that the Green Goblin and Spider-Man were made at the same night? That was it. That was really it.
Wow.
And then,
Sisters.
because he goes, I don't know when this. I wrote down the quote. Oh yeah, I remember. Because he's like, oh snaps, I'm Jack now, and I have weird things coming out of my fingers.
Ugh.
So he goes to school and he's at lunch, and this is where MJ falls and he catches everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's like real. Like he actually caught everything. They just like dropped it.
Yeah, I actually had that note too. So that scene where, like you said, where he catches all her lunch on the tray, it had no CGI. With the help of a sticky substance. Wow, words. With help of a sticky substance to keep the tray planted on his hand. Eventually, after 156 takes, he performed the stunt exactly as seen.
Which is pretty cool.
But imagine doing that 156 times.
I wonder if he could do it again. Like how many takes it would take for him to do it now?
How many could you do it in? Give me 10. I could do it.
One first try. I don't even need that sticky substance.
God, that would be fun. I would actually try that. See how many times I could do it. And I mean, being an actor is hard.
Like we would know.
I know.
But so right after he catches her, he's like, "What's up?" And she says, "I didn't even know this line existed, and I didn't know it bothered me." But MJ says to Peter, "Hey, you have blue eyes. I didn't notice without your glasses." What the hell does that mean? Like you could see his eyes beforehand. The glasses didn't. They weren't sunglasses. They were regular seeing glasses. Doesn't
Well,
make
it's
any
the
sense.
equivalent to in rom-coms when girls take off their glasses and take their hair out of their ponytail. And you're like, oh, like you weren't a disgusting piece of shit like I thought you were. You're actually beautiful. Yeah, that's the equivalent.
That was my last note on that scene. Just because I don't know. That was dumb.
Yeah, I was gonna make a note about it too, but I was like, whatever. Just a stupid line in a script of a lot of stupid lines.
Then he gets in a fight with the Flash, which is also some not bad CGI, where everything's slowed down. The Fly didn't look bad. They also didn't have to do that. Like they had the spitball, which is gross.
Yeah, that looked so fake.
The Fly didn't look bad, though.
No,
We'll
it
say
didn't.
that. Another bad line is when he punches Flash and everyone's mad at him for some reason
Yeah,
for
that was
hitting
so
the bully.
weird.
It's like, Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
I mean,
And
all he was gonna do was punch you in the face.
I
God.
think he like threatened to murder him or kill
All he was gonna do was kick your ass.
him.
What the fuck? Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, my next note is during the wrestling match. Or not wrestling. Yeah, was it wrestling?
Yeah, mine's yeah.
Well, one, I didn't remember that Octavia Spencer was in it, and I loved that she's in it.
It's so random.
And then this entire scene has two of the lines that Sebastian always says. And whenever he says them, I'm like, what is that from? And he's like, Spider-Man. And who quotes Spider-Man?
Me too. I have a quote from this scene. It might be the same one.
It's probably the same one. So there's two. So one is whenever the wrestler says, what do you say? You're going nowhere.
You're going nowhere. That's, you're going nowhere.
He always says that to me. And then the next one is, I missed the part where that's my problem.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, when, because the wrestling, I guess, what is the promoter
I don't know.
says that to him, and then Peter's like says the same thing back to him.
Oh my god, what a slam dunk of a line.
Oh, I bet you whenever they're writing that, they're like, ooh, snaps.
You're going nowhere.
That's so funny. My next note is because the same guy that robs that guy, the promoter or whatever, and the one that Peter doesn't stop is the one who kills his Uncle Ben. I felt nothing when Uncle Ben died. I don't know if it was because of the
Honestly,
acting on...
happy.
No, not that. I just felt nothing because of the way he died and the way
Yeah.
Toby cried. I was just... The way Uncle Ben died in his mouth, I just... he had so much saliva in his mouth, I just couldn't feel bad for him.
I also have an issue with the police force because there was no perimeter set. Everybody was all up in their business. Also,
Yeah.
he was like, I guess they were trying to get people away, even though there was an entire crowd of people just crowding around this guy that was obviously dying. Like, who wants to watch a man die? But also, he was like, that's my uncle! And then they were like, oh, okay. Like, no checks needed, I guess. I don't know. That was such a strange scene.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing it. But
Maybe. Well, I have like, so it's not just one note, it's kind of a side of where I just want to talk about the Green Goblin, if you'll go with me for a minute.
do it. Go for it.
All right. So the one thing I learned about Willem Dafoe while I was doing research for this movie is that he is that bitch.
Oh, he is.
So he performed 90% of his own stunts.
Whoa.
You didn't know that? Boom. You're welcome.
What's the other 10?
I have no idea. He just didn't do them. I don't know. I there's probably some. So I don't know how it works when this is a good like to add to the list of if we ever actually talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about, is how do you determine that? Like, I wonder if he has to negotiate that at the beginning, if they have to be like, no, like this is a stunt that it's okay for you to do, or this is a stunt that we have to have somebody doing for you. You know, I mean, if it was me, like, that's why Willem Dafoe's that bitch, because if it was me, I'd be like, can I have the least amount of stunts? Can I do 1% of them?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, but he did an amazing job with that 90%. Another one is that the Green Goblin was chosen as the film's main villain since Sam Raimi felt the father-son theme of Norman and Harry, and then like Peter as kind of a like son-ish, would make the film deeper. And they also wanted to include the villain for the second one, the octopus guy. They wanted they wanted to include him, but I think they decided to just like move him to the next one.
I could see that. It would have been a lot for this one.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
And then my last note is that the Green Goblin's costume was originally designed to be more bulky and armored, but because Willem Dafoe wanted to do his own stunts, he rejected that costume in favor of a more streamlined and athletic costume. And the final one was composed of 580 pieces that took Dafoe half an hour to put on.
It's very cool. It's one of the coolest suits.
It is a really cool suit. Even now to this day, like some of them are like cheesy, but his is really, really cool.
it's so cool, and it's like it's so true to Green Goblin. I don't know.
Iconic.
Yeah, it's
I read a note. I don't know if I put in my fun facts, and maybe you can attest to this, but I read a note that people said that the mask that Green Goblin has in the comic books looks like eerily similar to Willem Dafoe's face.
sure. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read being a Spider-Man fan, I haven't read a whole lot, but I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
A
His face
very
is very he I feel like he has control of his face. Like Jim Carrey, if you see like
mhm.
when he's doing the Grinch, it's just like all of his he's just moving his muscles in his face. I feel like Willem Dafoe's he looks like he can move his face.
He also has a really good cackle and an amazing voice. Like I don't think I had an appreciation for his voice.
Oh,
Because the last thing
it's
I
so
saw him
perfect.
in was The Lighthouse, and he has like more of a sailor voice, so you don't really get like his like the way he sounds, but it is so good. I think I mean I like this movie. It's kind of cheesy and like I mean take it or leave it, but Willem Dafoe, I totally forgot how good he is in this movie.
When he was talking to himself in the mirror and he's switching voices,
Oh
that's
my God.
perfect. You could just
Amazing.
the insanity in the Green Goblin's character and the desperation in
Ugh.
Norman Osborn's
As an
voice.
actor. That's why I don't. Well, for one, I don't remember at all what the other Green Goblin looks like the one in the other movies. I don't
It's
remember him at
disgusting.
all. I I remember the actor. I don't remember the costume looks like, and I don't know why you would see that. It's kind of like I don't know. I don't know why you would see that performance and then you would be like, oh, like we should do that again. It's like when you like watching Joker, like watching Heath Ledger's Joker and be like, you know who should be it? Jared Leto. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's so iconic. Just the voice in itself is so perfect. The I don't know how to describe it. The almost graininess of it, of his
Yeah.
like his the way the goblin speaks.
It
It
also
just
sounds like
fits so well.
it has a very and I wonder if this is on purpose because it to me it has a very like Wicked Witch of the West feel. And she
Yeah,
is green too, so I wonder if that was on purpose, but it is very like just the cackle is very like stuck in my mind. Get out of here.
yeah. This is a later note, but I'll bring it up now. But I have a lot of images of this movie just like burned into
Oh,
my brain.
Sam.
So I have uh this is a little bit later on, but I'm just gonna mention it now because it just came up. But so when Peter is using the flagpoles to launch himself,
Hmm.
that is just I have no idea why. That's just in my mind. I just know that. And
You know
then
what's in my mind is the finger close up.
yeah, that too.
It's so gross.
Have you seen the recent thing on Twitter about that?
No, I saw it. I saw it, but I didn't watch it. What is it?
It's some like 9-year old. He's like, how does he beat his meat?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Move on. What was the other ones?
When Uncle Ben dies, his dumb face. It's like um Bone Saw with the mic that you ain't going nowhere.
Going
Uh,
nowhere.
Spider-Man's eyes, the mask reflecting
Blue eyes.
his no. I never noticed those without his
You
glasses
blue eyes.
or with his glasses.
Wait, what
When
color are
his
your eyes? I'm kidding. Sorry, I'm
uh,
sorry. Go on. Go on.
when it's a still of his mask, and you know he has those big eyes, big wide eyes, and you can see the reflection of his choice. It's not a accurate
Mhm.
reflection whatsoever, but you can see MJ in one eye and then the kids in the other. Like that, I don't know why it's such a
Scientifically
poignant.
incorrect. Metaphorically, spot on.
Yeah, scientifically, it would just be Green Goblin in one eye, but it shows his mental state, whatever. And then he just like, all right, forget the kids. We're going with
Fuck
MJ.
them kids.
um, but yeah, going back to, I guess the Green Goblin's losing his mind. Or I guess what's your next note after?
My
Because the
favorite.
Green Goblin, what is it?
My favorite scene.
What is it?
Aunt May. It's pretty far ahead.
Oh. Oh.
I don't have any. I have like 3 notes.
Okay, can I do this one first
Yeah,
before?
do whatever you want.
So, Green Goblin, he's trying to set up Norman Osborn's life for success. So he kills the board members after Norman Osborn is kicked out. He what else does he do? He
Teach
kills a
him.
bunch of people,
Yeah.
and he's like the only people that can stop us is Spider-Man. So he like asked Spider-Man to be on his team, but then he denies, and then he starts a fire in this building. I don't know why that scene, those sequence is just so, it felt so real to me. Like I felt like that building was really on fire, and I don't know what it was, if it was the lady on the ground yelling, or the fact that he went into the fire and tried to save whoever was in there. It felt super real. I don't know why. But obviously, how would you not know that was Green Goblin? No one has the head shape, that like teardrop head shape. That's so
Also,
stupid.
that scream is obviously the same scream repeated over and over again.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're green? I didn't see that over here. That
Yeah.
blanket."
This obviously see-through blanket that had so many holes in it. But
My cat.
never here, neither here nor there. Um, but yeah, I guess we could go to the end whenever uh Green Goblin find. Oh, you go to your scene. Your scene
Yes, my
first.
favorite scene in the entire movie is a scene. There's so many that, like you said, are like ingrained in my memory to that I think they're just my identity now. The fire scene is one of them, but also whenever Green Goblin figures out who Spider-Man is, and so he decides to go for, I think they said to attack his heart, which is like
Yes.
such a lame thing for a villain to say, but okay. Um, and so he attacks Aunt May, and that entire scene is so funny.
I
The
forgot that
way
she was praying, and then he's
I
like,
know,
"Finish it, finish it."
she's praying, and he just like blasts the entire side of her house. I didn't remember that. I thought he just like blast through like a window or something. He blew that fucking thing up. And, and then she like flipped over. First of all, she's not dead, which she probably should have died.
Oh,
She
for
like
sure.
flipped over and is like, "Ugh," she like keeps moving back and forth. And then he's like wanting her to finish some prayer like in a really sadistic way,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "Oh," like I just love that scene. It is so funny, and I don't think they meant it to be funny, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah, I posted it on our Instagram stories. Just her face with
I
the
need you to
main
do it
thing.
again though with that Nickelback song.
I don't know about that. I don't know if we want to promote Nickelback.
I love Nickelback.
Uh, so yeah, he goes after Aunt May, and then uh, what's his name? James Franco's like, oh well, Peter loves MJ,
Ugh.
and he's like, I'll fix this, son. I haven't been there for you, so
He's
I'm
like,
gonna
"Stop
be
being a little bitch, son."
a yeah, essentially. And then he goes after MJ, and then this is the climax of the movie, where Green Goblin has taken a little, I don't know, cable trolleys.
In the middle of the night, like what kind of baseball team that is filled with children travels on a trolley in the middle of the night?
Yeah, doesn't really make any sense.
Honestly, they deserved it.
And then, so he takes one side of the cable, holds it on top of a bridge, and has MJ in the other hand, and tells him to pick because heroes are never gonna be
Yeah.
loved by the public. They're always gonna be turned on. And then he drops him. That's where that scene happens, where the dumb reflection. And then he immediately goes for MJ, but then catches the cable. Which,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what it is about villains, but they like so badly just want to take some girl that you're sleeping with or want to fuck, and they want to hang her over a building. Like, why do they always do that?
Yeah,
That's
Joker
like
did that in the
number one
Dark
rule.
Knight. and he
Yeah,
dropped
like,
her
why?
because Batman said let her go, which is that we don't have to talk about, but that's dumb. Like, where would you choose that wording?
All of it is dumb. Why even hang her over a building if you really want to? I mean, I guess they just want to do it for shits and giggles, but like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Man, I want a movie of this is what the kind of movie I want. I want a movie of a girl that is dating a superhero and all the shit she has to deal with. Like she just like is filing her taxes and then Green Goblin busts through her door and he's like, "Come with me." And she's like, "God damn it."
Can
You
I
know, like she's
save?
trying to yeah, like she's trying to shop at like a mall or something. And then the Joker comes in with all of his like criminals and she's
Goons.
like, "This is embarrassing." You know, I want that movie. Because
That's
these
your
women, these poor women, all they want to do is just be with a guy that he looks beautiful after he takes off his glasses, you know?
yeah, that has blue eyes.
Yeah. She just stayed with Flash. Get a car.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, then Peter saves the day. Well, with the aid of New York, all of New York, which would never happen.
What do you mean?
I don't know. People are mean.
What do you mean with the aid of New York?
Because because Spider-Man's hanging there. He in one hand he's holding the web, and the other he's holding the cable that's connected to the car.
Oh, yeah,
And Green Goblin's just messing with him. He could easily kill them all.
yeah.
But
And that last fight scene, that one also like what gave me a lot of deja vu. Like I remember watching it so long ago, like with his whole like his with his mask like ripped up like to shreds, seeing his
yeah.
face and his like big ass lips.
Oh, this is one note that I didn't write down, but I remember. He always looks like he drank some Kool-Aid or had a really red popsicle. Like his lips are so red. I'm talking about Tobey Maguire.
He's always
Always.
crying.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
what it is. It's always red in this movie specifically. I don't remember that in the others, but it looks like he has so much saliva on the top of his lip and it's just red. I don't know.
do you have any notes about the scene? I have one note about the scene about the
Uh,
last fight.
well, I have a like couple thoughts.
Yeah,
Good fight scene, very well.
pretty good.
Uh, I guess choreographed the fight scene, and other than in the third movie that end fight scene where Sandman is bashing him with his fist, bashing Spider-Man. I don't remember feeling this like desperate for like, oh, Spider-Man's not getting out of this, you know.
Yeah.
In the second movie, it's like, you know, he'll make it out. But this fight scene, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I watched it at such a young age. I'm like, man, Spider-Man, is he gonna be okay?
How old are you? 2002?
Too.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Something about this fight scene rings with me. But another image that's in my mind is the relief where the Green Goblin finally dies and he tells Peter to not tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry. Well, that's my scene is that I forgot whenever he like commanded his thing to like come at them, but he realized too late that it was actually gonna hurt him, and they have one shot where he says, "Oh."
Yeah.
I love that. I
It's like,
totally forgot about it, and it made me laugh really hard.
yeah. It's like, oh.
Yeah, and then we end at a funeral, and like I feel like these movies, especially specifically Spider-Man, don't they always end at funerals?
I don't think the second one does.
Maybe I'm just
Maybe
thinking
no.
of the other Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I don't know. The it's really intertwined with Spider-Man as a character. I mean, in the Spider-Man that we watched for this show, the Spider-Verse, there's a really big scene in the funeral whenever Miles is visiting
Yeah.
Peter at the. I don't
I
know.
just feel like there's so many scenes that happen at cemeteries for For them or for Spider-Man and also Batman.
Yeah, whenever Batman or Superman dies.
What? Oh yeah, I'm not talking about that Batman though. I forget he exists. The
Uh,
one with Christian Bale, he's in a cemetery too. Maybe it's something with DC characters. I don't know. Oh wait, no, he's not DC. Yikes. It's what is Spider-Man? Marvel?
what is Spider-Man? He is a
Nerdy
yes.
ass.
No, Spider-Man is a
Oh,
part of
Marvel.
Marvel
It's
Cinematic.
hard to Spider-Man is like hard to pin down either way because at least whenever I was a kid and these movies came out, they were never attached to Marvel. I mean, in a way that it is now. So
Yeah, yeah.
they seem so separate.
If people listen to this podcast, you'd be flamed.
Whatever, I don't care.
Um,
Oh, I'm gonna be scared of fanboys. Ooh, I don't give a
David's
shit.
gonna flame you.
Good.
I think that's it for this movie. I mean, I think it's perfect. I love this movie. There's
It's pretty good.
it's so nostalgic. I never thought I'd feel nostalgic about something, but I mean, and now I get it. I feel super nostalgic towards this movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, that first of all, the Nickelback song is stuck in my head constantly right now. Like I'm playing it in my head right now. I remember when it first came out, hearing that song a lot, and then Spider-Man just has a really nostalgic thing. I think people that have younger siblings can relate to this, but a lot of this stuff that I tie nostalgia to, it is stuff that y'all watched because we would just have to watch anything y'all would want to. So like Cars, But Ugly Martians, like all
Oh,
of those stuff that you and Homer love to watch, me and Emily like had to watch.
yeah.
Like you didn't watch Selena or Lion King as much as we did, but we had to watch all your dumb shit.
Hey, do you think there's any pictures of me in my Spider-Man
Yeah.
costume?
I posted one already before.
Have
Like,
we talked? Have we talked about that?
yeah, we can again if you want. Maybe oh, we'll do this. Maybe because before we do fun facts, we're gonna throw it to David again. Maybe you can talk to him about that. If he has any questions, if he wants to know about your Spider-Man double
Affinity.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you gotta remember that because I will not remember.
Okay.
All right. We'll probably post this somewhere. I mean, I don't mind.
I can do. Oh, you know what we can do? You can cut this out. This is like planning. But you know how I make the images?
Oh.
If you send me one of you, or if I can use the one that I already posted, I can use that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
That sounds funny. But yeah, so now we'll cut to David, see what David has to say about the movie.
And we'll reveal to him that his best friend is Spider-Man.
That was Spider-Man for a long time. Thank you again, me. Here we are, still old Livia.
Old as fuck, Livia.
No, not old as in you're
I know that's what it sounds like.
25, but is you're
Like
just
old news.
old
I'm not
news.
25. All right, let's move on.
Anyways, David, Spider-Man. I know this is near and dear to your heart.
David Spider-Man.
David,
Spider-Man.
Thomas, Spider-Man.
His nickname.
David,
Oh,
Spider-Man.
David Spider-Man, finally.
Oh, David S. I'm gonna put David S. and then the S is for Spider-Man instead of Sandoval.
Spider.
Spider-Man. Okay, what do you think?
I. It took me like 3 days to finish it, but so I started it like 3 days ago. Yeah, it takes a lot to unpack from every like 40 minutes that I saw.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like this was like I used to like in my mind a couple years ago. I was like, "Whoa, this is the best superhero movie ever," because I saw it when I was like 3. So only superhero movie I have ever seen, and I just remembered it being really good. And the action scenes are so like they're bad. I don't know. They were bad to me. It looks so outdated.
Yeah.
The only thing I really remember, like one scene that I feel like really holds up still is when they're in the burning building.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the action in that's pretty good. I'm not
It
gonna lie.
felt real, right?
I was like, am I into fire? Am I burning
I
up
think
right
that's
now?
almost exactly what you said, Anthony. If I
Yeah.
remember, because I mean, it's a little behind the scenes, but we recorded our episode like a couple days ago, and I think Anthony said that. He said, "I feel like I was in the fire." I think that's almost exactly what he said.
I think so too. Anyways,
That's so funny.
meant to be.
Yeah.
That is a really good scene.
Mm.
It's like they were in the fire.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think I like this movie so much, and I said this in the main episode. It's just because I feel so nostalgic for it.
Mm.
So all that bad is just like it's
Doesn't
whatever.
matter.
I would
Yeah.
argue it's not bad though. I mean, you have to think about the context that you're watching it. Of course, it looks really bad because now you know
Yeah.
what's possible, but
At the time, I remember. Yeah, it was great.
yeah. Like we were talking about one example I can remember from what we talked about in our like main part was the opening credits, how they look so lame. But I remember specifically thinking these are so cool and I've never seen any credits like these before. And they're so bad.
So cool and
Yep.
so long.
It was so cool that I think the X-Men movies started doing it after, because they have a similar opening credit sequence.
Yeah, I mean, Deadpool, that one didn't come too long ago, and those like opening credits where the whole car thing is kind of similar. I mean, that's done way better, but I think
Yeah.
17 years in the future we might look back and be like, yeah, that looks kind of gross.
Yeah.
But if you think about the opening for Deadpool is kind of similar to that scene where Peter is fighting Flash. You know how they go to that fly and it's like a
Yeah,
weird sequence.
Oh yeah.
That is similar and it doesn't look bad. I mean, if they tried to do what they did in Deadpool back then, I think it would have taken them like 10 years. Well,
yeah,
yeah, they would have just made it when they made Deadpool, but it would have looked bad, but like given the technology they had, I feel like they did a really good job.
yeah. I think overall the movie, like the CGI was a little.
Oh,
He froze.
yeah, he froze. This happened yesterday.
Oh no. Homer is biting the Wi-Fi right now.
Probably. I don't know what is going on over there.
Look at his hands. He looks like.
It's not real.
Oh,
What?
we didn't get any of that.
You didn't get any of that?
You froze.
You guys
You-
froze, but I assume that the recording kept on going.
Oh,
No.
maybe, but we didn't get any of it. It could have still recorded on your end.
Maybe. If not, I'll just cut it. But
Oh, yeah.
wow.
It's real.
If not, can you
So-
keep this in?
Yeah, I'll keep. Honestly, I'm probably gonna keep everything, even the awkward pause that happened in the last one, because it's just so funny. What I was saying.
Well, we also, I
if it
wonder,
didn't-
wait, I wonder what it caught because, I mean, me and David were still talking. We were like, oh, he froze.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm really curious what end it got.
Me too, because you guys were really quiet, and it was like you guys left the stage for me.
We were like, yeah, this is really good. I have no idea what the fuck he said.
We're all ears.
Okay. In essence, what I said was that overall the visuals were pretty cool, and it held up for the most part. Like the spider, I talked about that in the main part. It looked like that spider was actually there with him. But the
Yeah.
only part that I saw and I was like, oh, that's kind of gross, is during that fire scene when he swings into the building the second time,
Mhm.
or maybe it was the first when he wrapped around the pole or whatever. I think it's because the way fire acts, it's so unpredictable. It just moves. The web, the way they kind of put CJ on it, it just was straight up white. Like there was no lighting on it. It was just a white line.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
And there's also, if you look at the part where he first learns that he can like jump really high and stuff, that
Mhm.
scene is also really bad. But
Yeah,
that, like
it's
you
like
said, it's a lot
flying
of
is-
movement, so it's kind of hard to.
When
Like right now, it looks like what you could do on Zoom with that
yeah.
green screen.
effects on Zoom.
Yeah,
What
but
when I noticed the first bad CGI that really caught my attention was when he was like beating up robbers, and he looked just so like rubbery to me. I don't
Mm.
know, he looked, like very elastic.
I can see that.
You know what was a really good use though? I heard that you know when Mary Jane trips in the cafeteria and all the food falls on the tray. They
Yeah.
did that, like that wasn't CG or wires. They really did that.
we already talked about it.
Ah, I have it in my notes too. I was like, I'm gonna hit him with this
He's like,
anger.
ooh, I got something.
I wasn't even gonna tell him that. I was just gonna leave it.
You should have just let him listen to the episode and just cut when you said it.
We're just
Um,
yeah.
but did you guys talk about how in the beginning when that guy in front of Flash is eating a donut and then Peter gets on the bus, the donut, the part that he bit is magically back on there.
Because why would we talk about that?
Continuity error number 1. 5 minutes into the movie.
Mo- movie sins. David looked at movie sins for this. No, we
Um,
didn't.
I didn't. I noticed it. I promise.
Do you have any overall last thoughts about this movie? How it made you feel?
Um,
That you think about it?
I feel the same with Mark. Like, I was very nostalgic for it because it was honestly kind of a big part of my childhood too. But I just thought it was funny just watching the film, just seeing how different it is, like compared to my child eyes.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of funny lines in it too. When Peter Parker comes home and Uncle Ben and Aunt May are like, "You hungry? Do you need a bite?" And he goes, "No thanks, I already had a bite." I don't know. That really hit me. I was like, damn, he really did just have a bite.
You have to pause the movie and then not watch it for the next 3 days.
Look, that's enough. That's enough for today. You need to sit with that.
And that's a good stopping point, and that's like 20 minutes into the movie.
I guess you could say you had a bite of that movie.
I think he froze.
Also, Tobey Maguire has like some intense moments in it where like he shows like his dark side, and it'd be interesting to see Tobey Maguire play a villain. I feel like because there are some I don't
Have you
remember
seen
like
that video of him yelling at people to move out of the way of his car? He's kind
no.
of a villain right there.
I have a good movie for you. I have a recommendation for you then. Let me find out what the name is. Keep talking.
Another thing I noticed when the guy who kills Uncle Ben, quote unquote, because it's actually Sandman who kills him. Um,
Mhm.
the robber walks out of the wrestling ring building with no beanie on, but when he's driving in the car, he has a beanie on. So it was just funny. He had enough time to put the beanie.
Okay, the movie is called Brothers. He's not like a villain per se, but you see a dark side of him. And Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Some other people.
Spider-Man 3, you can see his dark side.
That movie's
like-
really dark.
Dude. I like to forget about the third one. Doesn't exist.
Just for fun.
Just fun. Try and imagine. You see, once you guys get to Spider-Man 3, you're gonna have to chunk it up to 20 minutes each viewing.
We're not gonna ever get to that.
Yeah.
No, one day. You're never gonna watch Spider-Man 3.
No.
It's probably for the better.
That's a promise, yeah.
Oh man. I feel like never mind. I don't even want to bring it up.
Do it.
No, say it.
It just made me think of how Venom, the second one's gonna be. I'm not gonna say it's subtitle. I'm not gonna do
Oh
What is
wait,
it
no,
like?
but they
Part-
released it, right? I'll say it. What is it?
it. It's Let There Be Carnage.
Is
Oh,
it really? Oh my
isn't that the
god.
last line in the movie in Venom also?
He might have said like there will. What did I say? What's the subtitle?
Let there be carnage.
He might have said there will be carnage or something
Damn.
like that. He definitely said carnage,
Yeah.
but guarantee no one has ever said carnage in their daily.
Daily book. I mean, he's a prisoner. Do prisoners say carnage?
Man, that was some carnage.
That's the brother sister challenge of the week.
Ask your local prisoner.
No, use the
Pen
word
pal.
carnage.
Oh, yeah.
Leave
there's
prisoners
like
alone.
pen pals, like prison pen pals.
Ooh, that's a good email sign off. Let there
Prison
wait.
pal?
Let there be carnage.
Oh, let there be carnage. Wait, is that what it was, or there will be? Now I keep thinking there will be carnage.
I don't know. I did it on our Twitter. I said this. I forgot what I said. I said maybe. Gosh, I really have no idea. It's right here.
You know
Did
what?
someone delete it? Oh no. It's Let There Be Carnage. Sorry.
You know, one thing that I completely forgot about was when all the New Yorkers on the bridge help Spider-Man and they throw things at Green Goblin, and he
Yeah.
just like sits it, like he's just waiting for them to finish. As if
He could
couldn't
easily
just
blow up the
away.
bridge. If he blew up the bridge too, that would have solved the whole Spider-Man thing because his web was on the bridge.
Yeah, there's no way he could have carried the whole bridge.
That's true.
Let's plot out every point where Spider-Man could have died. Starting with.
Well, there's a donut at the very beginning.
I just wanted it to be factual. Why couldn't they? They couldn't have kept the donut.
I guess not. I don't know.
Shame on them. Shame on Sam Raimi, honestly.
Famous last words. Okay, thank you, David. For...
You got anything to plug? You got before you
Um,
go. You got what do you got going on in your life?
absolutely nothing. Follow my letterboxed Carcino. That's it. I think.
All right. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
It
guys.
was lovely to have you.
Hee hee. Ha. I had a lot of fun. This was fun.
Yeah.
We have our own. We make a spin-off brother sister friend show.
This won't
Concept.
make the cut. Don't worry.
I'll let
Friend is
you.
a little presumptuous, but
I'll let you sit with that. That's all I'm gonna say.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you again for coming on the show.
Let's do some fun facts.
Yeah. Let's do some fun facts.
So these, before I do them, these are my favorite fun facts that I've ever done for any of these episodes. They're all equally wild. Okay, let's just jump into it. So the first one is that Hugh Jackman revealed he was supposed to have a brief cameo as Wolverine. I don't know if you knew this, Anthony.
Whoa! I did
Jackman
not.
actually showed up in New York to film the scene, but the entire plan was scrapped when the crew couldn't get access to the Wolverine costume from the 2000 X-Men movie.
That's very cool.
That would have been really fun.
That would have been.
Okay. When James Franco joked about... this is my favorite one. When James Franco joked about Tobey Maguire's frog-like features on set... Tobey Maguire was reportedly genuinely upset by his comments. This created friction between the two actors, which led to the existing rivalry between them now. A rivalry that was admitted to by Maguire in interviews since the Spider-Man franchise. And I didn't have time, but I do want to look, and maybe if I do find any interviews, we can post them on Twitter, but that is the funniest shit I've ever heard. mad at somebody this long because he said you look like a damn frog.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad at us now that he's heard everything that we said. If he ever listens, Toby, I didn't mean it.
Okay, all right. So this is another hilarious fun fact. So, the title page of the script. Oh, the title page of the script. The draft of the screenplay included the disclaimer that reads as follows. This material is the exclusive property of Columbia Pictures Entertainment. Unauthorized transfer, photocopying, or reading of this material will result in the growth of large yellowy pustules on your fingertips and hands, which, given your habitual self-abuse, parentheses, did you think we didn't know, will soon spread to your genitalia. Also, posting, reading, or discussing this screenplay on the internet is a sure sign that you have failed to fill your empty life with worthwhile activities of your own, and it may be too late for you. Don't blame us, you were warned.
Dang, they were ruthless. What the hell?
Oh my god. What I hope is that Marvel continued that. They didn't, but I would love if they like did that for everyone, but they escalated every time where they're like, we'll murder your entire family in front of you. Do not read this.
That's really funny.
All right, and the last one is also one of my favorites. On a 2014 edition of the Pete Holmes Show in 2013. Oh, why does it have two different dates? Come on, IMDb. Come on, IMDb. All right. Joe Manganiello, who played Flash, revealed that he was offered $100 by two crew members to actually punch Tobey Maguire in the face during the fight scene. Fearing that he would never work again, he didn't do it.
That's so funny. Wow.
Man, that makes me so happy that film crews are like having fun.
They're just having fun with
That
it.
they're like, hey, punch him in the face, I'll give you $100. Also, $100, I would have been like, give me 1,000 and I'll do it.
Tobey Maguire. They'd have to. Yeah, he
Mess up his
probably
pretty little face.
his little frog face.
Pretty little frog face. Ribbit, ribbit.
Ribbit, ribbit.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh, can you imagine, like, somebody bringing up James Franco and you're like, oh no, I don't want to talk about him. I don't like him. Why? I don't want to say.
Let's not talk about it. Moving on.
Oh man. All right.
I have.
Fun
Well,
fact.
I have something. It's not a fun fact. I don't think.
What if you said I
it's-
have something and then Tobey Maguire during the call?
Hello, guys.
Ribbit, ribbit, bitch.
No, it's I don't want to say a fun fact, but it's something that could have happened with Spider-Man, the original trilogy. So here's the thing. So Mysterio, you know Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal in the new Spider-Man reboot. He was, I don't know if he was supposed to, but he was gonna be in the fourth one, because the fourth one was supposed to be like a Sinister Six thing.
Okay.
So who Mysterio was gonna be the announcer in the wrestling, like
Bruce
match.
Campbell?
Yeah, him.
That's good.
Because Mysterio he uses, I mean, we all know Mysterio now. He uses like deception. He uses the like trickery to disguise himself. I mean, just like how he did in Far From Home. But so it was going to be him, and he's also in the other Spider-Man. In I think the second one, maybe the third one, probably the third one. He is the guy who, because Peter is late to one of MJ's shows on Broadway or wherever, and he kicks him.
Oh, the maitre d'.
Yeah. Whatever that is. He's that guy too. It's the same guy, and he was supposed to be kind of like how Mysterio was revealed to be a bad guy in the new one, where he's like, he was there all along. he was just hiding, and you couldn't tell because he's so good at deception. It was going to be something like that, where he was
Oh, interesting.
very interesting, right?
I love Bruce Campbell too. He would have been good.
It would have been fantastic
He's
as
funny.
Mysterio, yeah. So
Who do you think Octavia Spencer would have played?
his helmet. I don't know. Not about Octavia Spencer. But,
I was like, don't. It's a dumb question.
um, but it's not really a fun fact or confirmed.
Why? Do you
Denied.
know why they didn't continue on doing? Did they want? They plan to do it then?
Well, I think there was a couple of interviews where Bruce Campbell had said that they had planned a bigger role for him because what's his name? Raimi, the director, really likes him and thinks he's really
Yeah.
funny, and
An
that
icon.
he told him, I'll have you, because he's in other movies of his, I think.
Oh yeah.
He's
in
like,
a lot of movies. I don't know what movies he's in though.
yeah,
Of-
but I think he said, I remember reading somewhere, I'm not sure if this is just hearsay but that they had a more solid role for him, a larger role for him. And honestly, it makes sense for him to be that. Like, I don't know why they recast him in two separate roles. I mean, I guess it's New York, so that guy he could have had multiple jobs.
But he
Like,
also in the third one he had an accent.
that's true.
So that does fit.
It makes me very sad that the fourth one was never made. Because it would
You
have
don't
been.
know why though?
Why
It
it
wasn't
wasn't
made?
made?
Yeah.
No, I don't know why. I mean,
I wonder if it had to do with the rights of it. Maybe I should have done more research, but I never wondered why they kept changing it. Like why the only jump that makes sense is the one to Tom Holland because they obviously wanted to add him to the Avengers and like you can't add Tommy. I mean, you could add Tommy McGuire, but like why? Like well actually you couldn't because of the timeline, I guess. But I don't understand though why the whole Andrew Garfield thing happened.
yeah, I
That
don't
makes
know.
less sense unless they did want to add him, but they wanted to give him his own movie first to make sure people liked him. I don't know. That's very strange.
Yeah, I wish I knew, but I don't know. I wish in a different timeline, Spider-Man 4 was made and it was awesome.
Well,
A lot of stuff to unpack after that one.
I liked it.
I loved it. I love the costume. I don't know if I said that, but it's just my favorite costume of all time. Nah, live action costume. I'll say that.
Well, you won't get a Spider-Man 4, but you'll get a Venom too. Is that enough?
Do I need that though? Do I want that? No.
Nobody needs it, but I mean,
I don't want to
I
see
won't
Woody
I won't
Harrelson
question.
as Carnage.
I was so confused by that. I really wanted to love that movie because I mean, Tom Hardy. But like, dude,
No.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing in that. Oh well.
But that
Can't
was
wait.
Spider-Man.
All right. So for the next movie, is this movie because you said you were gonna text me back and you never did.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
is.
a go?
It's a go.
All right. What if I just chose a totally different movie?
I mean, do you?
No. Okay. Do you know what it's on? Is it on Hulu?
I believe it's on Prime or Hulu. Let me check.
All right. While he checks on that, I'll just tease it out. So for this next movie, it was kind of a special request, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll totally pick that for my movie."
Well, special request by.
Because yeah, well by you
Oh,
either way, we talked about it.
yeah.
Did you find it?
I believe it's on Prime Video.
Oh, I'll look it up. Ooh, the anticipation builds. Anyways, as soon as Anthony said it, I was like, yeah, we're definitely watching that because it is one of my favorites. And I think I haven't seen it in a very, very long time.
I haven't seen it since it came out, but it is on Prime.
I know, I just found that out. So we're going to be watching 8th Grade.
8th grade.
Prime Video.
Prime Video. I'm
Yeah.
super excited. I love just the music. It was the score. I think it was specifically written for this movie by Anna Meredith, but it's beautiful. It's like perfect synth minimalist vibe. I don't know.
I'm just happy to get Bo Burnham into the conversation. I love him.
Yeah. Where has he
All
been? He's
right.
been kind of. Where's he been?
He's in a new movie that I was supposed to go see during South by called A Promising Young Woman.
Mm.
The trailer for that is really good. Look it up. Okay, so here is a plot for 8th grade if you haven't heard of it or seen it. 13-year-old Kayla endures the tidal wave of contemporary suburban adolescence. Oh God. All those words. As she makes her way through the last week of middle school, the end of her thus far disastrous 8th grade year. What a pretentious summary. But yeah, it's just basically about a girl in her 8th grade year. But it's
Fantastic
very
movie.
good. Very excited. We have a fun guest for that one.
Yes.
But if you want to be, like we said before, if you want to be on an episode, all you have to do is DM us. Can you give us the handles, Anthony? I never remember them.
Oh, I know them by heart. So our Instagram is at Brother Sister Show, and our Twitter is at Bro Sis Show. Yeah. So let us know.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be for that. If you just want to talk to us, I think we'd both be willing to talk to whoever it is you are.
Yeah. And like because we picked a special, I guess we'll say that we picked this movie specially for our guest. If you guys want us to pick a movie especially for you, then we can also do that. I don't mind.
Yeah.
The only thing that we say is that we want it to be available on a streaming service. It could be any of the big ones. Hulu, Netflix, Prime. We can also do HBO, Disney
Yeah.
Plus, or Apple. I don't know if Apple has movies.
I don't know, but if they
Once
do,
we get into the Stars, Epics, and all those Showtime, like we don't really have those, but we can try. But if it can be on one of the big ones, we want to make it as accessible as possible. So every Friday, so this will be tomorrow by the time this is out. Um, I'll be taking, what do I say? Not suggestions. So if you give me a genre or a mood or whatever you want to watch, then I'll give you suggestions.
yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, they have long weekends and they need stuff to watch. You just have to, I'll do a question and you just have to put a genre or mood that you're feeling, and I'll give you a couple of suggestions.
And I will say you're a good person to go to because you've seen a lot.
Yes.
So, and
That's
I
what made
know.
me come up with the idea because people kept asking me. Somebody said that, somebody called me their movie plug.
Well, that's dumb. But yeah, one of my
Whatever.
friends reached out. I was like, "Hey, this is cool. I know this wasn't you, cause
Oh,
yeah."
who?
My friend Jackie. I believe
Oh,
she's yeah.
yeah.
Sh
And people haven't told me if they watched the stuff that I suggested. So if you have and you want to let us know.
Yeah, I think she said whimsical or something. You said
Oh,
about
that was a
time.
hard one. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I think she recommended that, or she said that, and she really likes About Time. So you did a good job.
And I love a good challenge. When she said whimsical, I was like, All
Hey,
right.
honestly, Spider-Man.
I think I put about time and something else.
Yeah, something, but
I don't know.
that's cool.
All
It's
right.
something to look forward to every Friday.
Free Friday. I'll call it Friday Rex. I don't know.
Working title.
Working title. All right.
Oh, before I forget, thank you again, David, for coming
Oh, yeah.
onto the show. We appreciate you, and hit us up at Sister Show on Instagram and at Bro Sis Show on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening.
Right.
Bye.